Welcome to Heat Check, powered by Defunct.com. These are the highest selling vintage t-shirts over the last 2 weeks on eBay. Kicking us off at number 10, we have the Outcast Stank Love Tour Tee. This one's pretty cool. Yeah, that's correct. We have a t-shirt from 2001 selling for over $1,000. That's crazy. But pretty cool t-shirt all in all. Curious thing about this one, actually, let's take a look. It's on the All Sport Events tag, classic tag, but still single stitch. Obviously, single stitch, production ended, in the late 90s, 96, 97. But they still had t-shirts that had been produced and needed to be printed on still. So you can still find these pretty commonly in the 2000s. So that's pretty cool that we have a single stitch Outcast tee. Probably helps its value a little bit here. But Outcast, a legend, and this t-shirt also a legend. Sold for $1,100. Then at number 9, the one-of-a-kind Chris Farley worn SNLT. This is interesting. Normally, I don't put t-shirts with this kind of provenance on the list because, of course, they're going to be valuable because somebody wore them. But I decided to make a little exception for this one because this one's really interesting. This apparently was given to Chris Farley from Lorne Michaels. We have there's that Saturday Night Live logo. Definitely looks older. I can't really see some of the details too well, but it looks like it's single stitch, which it should be because this would probably be in the 80s, I'd imagine. And then here we have the COA, the Certificate of Authenticity. I, John Farley, have bequeathed. I'm assuming this is correct and this is not, faked out, but who knows? It could be. We have the JSA. Oh, so JSA approved it. So there we go. Certificate of Authenticity. iBuySwag.com. We buy and sell entertainment memorabilia, vintage antiques. So Chris King, iBuySwag, authenticated this. Pretty cool. Chris Farley worn t-shirt. This one sold for $1,100. Seems like a steal. Then at number 8, we have the Nirvana Kirk Cobain t-shirt. Normally we don't. We've been keeping off Nirvana t-shirts, but this one is sort of, it's not technically Nirvana, I guess. It's Kirk Cobain, unless on the back. No, it does say Nirvana. But this is a Kirk Cobain tribute. We will put some of these Kirk Cobain tribute tees on here because there's so many different varieties. Here we have the original owner with a picture of him wearing the t-shirt. That is super cool. You gotta love it when you find those. Double XL, so a nice big size. Made in USA, obviously. Sick t-shirt for sure. Whenever you find some of these more unique, there was tons of unique tribute t-shirts out there that were not necessarily licensed, and they're sold all over the place. But so there's a large variety, so it's always cool to see new ones make the list. This one had 3 bids and sold for $1,136.11. Then next up, we have the Rage Against the Machine 90s long sleeve t-shirt with the Che Guevara on the front here. Classic looking Rage Against the Machine t-shirt. This one is being sold from Ukraine. Curious how often we see stuff being sold out of Ukraine, vintage stuff like this. But I don't know. Seems odd to me, but maybe there's more going on than I know of in Ukraine in the vintage world. But cool t-shirt. I think we've seen this one, at least the short sleeve version of it before, but this one sold for $1,200.
If you want to increase your chances of ending up on this list, we recommend checking out Defunct.com's authentication, grading, and consignment services. Check out Defunct.com for more details.
Next up, another long sleeve tee from another 90s band. Here we have the Red Hot Chili Peppers. This one's really cool. I just love I love the design here on this one. It looks like it's licensed to Giant. Is it? The tag is gone, so I'm not sure if it was on a Giant tag, but looks like single stitch on the bottom hem. Looks like it's in really, really clean condition. This is a great t-shirt. Really, really nice. This one also sold for $1,200. Now here's a cool t-shirt. We have the vintage The Wedding Singer movie promo tees. T-shirt. Movie promo tees can sell for a lot of money, especially from this era. They printed them, but not tons and tons of them. So Always cool. This one looks like it's in really clean condition. Looks like there's, I don't know what they're trying to highlight there. Maybe they can show us in the description. 1998. I mean, this under license to Blue Grape. Yeah, this is great. This is a super cool t-shirt. He rocks, he rolls. It's awesome. This is a great t-shirt. Love this movie. So let's see. It says a flaw, but it's kind of hard, to see what the flaw is. Either way, whatever the flaw was, it looks like it's generally really great condition. This one sold for a whopping $1,500. Then we have the Iggy Pop Mosquito Head t-shirt. This is cool. I believe this is Mosquito Head. I have not authenticated it or anything like that, but that's the right tag, I believe, that you would see this Mosquito Head stuff on. Mosquito Head stuff is obviously notoriously hard to, you want to make sure it's authenticated. And oh, look, right there. We have the authentication through Grailed. That's actually not super reassuring. I have not particularly cared for the Grailed authentication. I would much rather you go to Defunct and get this authenticated. It's definitely going to be a much more reasonable and sure authentication. But looky here, another sale out of Ukraine. I don't know. Are they like? I didn't realize Ukraine was such a mecca of vintage clothing. Either way, this one also sold for $1,500. At number 3, we have the Aussie Osborne tattoo t-shirt. This one says it's the prototype. I'm not sure if that is accurate. I think all the ones that I've seen have this like prototype thing on the side. I think this was standard. I could be wrong, but I think it was standard. We have on the Anvil Premium size XL. We've seen a lot of these t-shirts get reproduced and reproed. So definitely, if you're buying this t-shirt, get it authenticated. Check out defunct.com's website for their authentication service. You don't want to be dropping the kind of money this guy dropped to buy it and it turned out to be fake. But this one sold for $1,900. Absolutely incredible. It looks like it was originally sold by, or he purchased it from the original owner. So super cool. Great t-shirt. Big sale. At number 2, we have the single stitch Radiohead Oneida Pablo Honey t-shirt. We've seen this one make the list, but it's been a little while, I believe. This is one of the most interesting, big, valuable t-shirts. I don't love the design. I'm not a big Radiohead fan, but obviously Radiohead is a legendary band. We have another one coming out of Ukraine. Again, probably should be careful if you're buying this stuff. You definitely want to have this stuff authenticated. This one looks fine as far as I can tell, but definitely before you buy something like this, have the guys over at Defunct take a look at it before you spend this much money on it. This one sold for $1,999. Then at number 1 this week, we have the 1991 Butthole Surfers. This is a great Butthole Surfers tee. Probably my favorite of all of the ones that we have seen. Size XL. Looks like it's a pretty good condition. White always going to need a little bit of pick-me-up, but this one does look really good. The North American tour, definitely a little bit easier to wear this one out to wherever you're going to go. But this one's super sick. 54 bids, guys. People were after this t-shirt. 54 bids later, this one sold for $2,750. Absolute banger. Congratulations, The Thing Brooklyn, for a huge sale and whoever bought this for the number 1 spot this week on this week's Heat Check.